Hi, it's Laci. Yes, Laci from the garage. So, I want to show you some behind the scenes footage of me prepping, getting ready to make my beauty products. I am presently in the process of making my face beauty products and body products, but skin products, right? So I want to show you some things that can just go wrong when you are trying to do something, right? So a little backstory. I tried to order covers for my containers for my beauty products. My face beauty products will consist of a face wash, a serum, and a moisturizer. Now, if you know me, you know that I actually put out a set of face products before and I had some issues with it. So making everything from scratch, you have to know what you are doing. So what happened was that I made a set of products and they were very good. Later on, I realized that there was something wrong with the formula. When they were just made, I didn't see anything wrong with the formulas. Everything looked perfect. Everything looked good. Everything seemed to work. And then about 3 weeks later, I realized that the face moisturizer, to be exact, I could tell that the preservative stopped working in it, right? Now, the whole basis of my products is using as much natural things that I could, and the base of that set of face products was cucumber. So you know how you would read ingredients and you will see whatever fruit juice inside of it, and you assume that what they actually did was to take actual fruit juice and put inside of it? Well, I'm here to tell you that that is not the case. That is not the case, right? They put, what should I say? They put forms of the fruit juice inside of it. And I'm going to explain, right? So, when you are making products, and for the persons that understand what they're doing, you know you're working with a formula. Everything inside that formula is representing a function that needs to be carried out by the cream or serum or whatever it is. So everything inside it serves a purpose. Now, preservatives, they stop bacteria from growing inside your product. When too much organic matter is inside of a product, then it is more likely that the preservative will not work more than a certain period of time. So by putting too much organic matter inside of it, it is going to decrease the longevity of your preservative. So at first, I did not know this. I thought that preservative meant that it is going to work to stop any form of bacteria from growing in it, regardless of what I had in it. So long as the bacteria was not introduced when I was making it, the preservative is supposed to work. But that does not translate as said or you think, because what actually happens is the higher amount of organic matter that is inside of the product, you are basically turning it into food. Now, you know how food let us say fruit juice will have preservative, but they have to put a best by date. And in fact, after a certain period of time, regardless of what pasteurization or preservative or whatever it is in there, it is going to spoil. This is because every organic material has microorganisms that are meant to decay whatever organic matter it is. So if it is a leaf, naturally there are tiny things that you can't see on it that makes it up, that when the leaf separates from its source of life, it is going to break down and deteriorate, just like with dead bodies, right? So you put it in the ground, so long as it is, no matter how they embalm the body, after some amount of years, depending on how well it is embalmed, it's gonna break down, right? Because naturally your body has tiny organisms on it that once you are dead, naturally it's gonna break down. And that is how the Almighty made things to work. It's a process, it's a cycle. Things live and they die, and there are things there that ensure that everything breaks down back to the earth, right? So the amount of organic matter you put in it, so if it's fruit juice, the higher the amount of fruit juice that you put in that product is, the more you're introducing the likelihood of breakdown of your product. So I did cucumber juice, where I extracted the juice from the cucumber and used that inside of the product. Now for about 3 weeks, everything was fine until organic matter at work and start to break down. And then not even, well, God don't want to save it, because I saw him make everything for work. So then it means I had to go back to the drawing board, because the other additives in there were formulated to work or keep preserved with a preservative. But the organic matter, I could boil it, I could do whatever amount of things to it, it still is not going to stay preserved for a prolonged period of time unless you put it in the fridge, right? And people don't want to have to be putting their face products in the fridge, right? Because you may be somewhere where you don't have a fridge ready to be putting beauty products in there, and you don't want your beauty products near your food that you're gonna eat, right? So then it meant that I had to go back to the drawing board and to go and study, how are these people adding juice to these products, only to realize that they aren't actually adding actual juice, they're adding forms of the juice to the products.